At a Shabbat meal, many people have the custom to eat fish for the first course. It could be gefilte fish or salmon or whatever. This is based on some Kabbalistic reasons that we eat fish at the Shabbat meal. And often you'll see people take a drink of brandy or whiskey after the fish before the meat or the chicken is served. And that's because it's prohibited to eat meat and fish together, not due to any kashrut reasons, but rather due to some health-related concerns that are discussed in the Talmud. So therefore, it is preferable to rinse one's mouth in between fish and meat, and hence the custom to have a little drink after the fish. Okay, so now for our question. An alcoholic drink like this is regarded as outside the meal and is not covered by Hamotzi. So do you need to say a bracha on that brandy or whiskey? And the answer is it depends. We learned back in class number 8 that when Kiddush was said at the beginning of the Shabbat meal, if you drank 2 ounces of Kiddush wine, that covers all other beverages, and therefore you would not say a separate bracha on this whiskey. Whereas if you merely heard Kiddush, meaning that you didn't drink any wine, the other drinks are definitely not covered, and you would need to say a separate bracha, in this case, shahakol, which is the bracha said on brandy and whiskey. What about an intermediate case where you drank less than 2 ounces of the Kiddush wine? Well, this is kind of a gray area, and really, to get out of the problem, you should find another shahakol food, could be a piece of candy, something like that, and make a bracha on that, having in mind to exempt the whiskey as well. Okay, so the Shabbat meal is moving along, and now you want to drink some cherry Coke with your chicken and potatoes. Does the Coke require a separate bracha? In this case, the Coke is considered part of the meal and is covered by the original bracha of Hamotzi. And finally, for dessert, you have a yummy chocolate cake which you wash down with a warm cup of herbal tea. Now, assuming that you only heard Kiddush but didn't drink any of the wine, do you need to say a separate bracha on the tea? Well, drinking a beverage solely in order to aid digestion is not regarded as eating for satiation. Therefore, washing down the meal with a cup of tea is considered unrelated to the meal, and a separate bracha of shahakol would be required. The moral of this story, when it comes to the laws of brachas, you really have to stay alert.